Herbs schmerbs. But how about some Gwent, eh?
Yeah. Hey Gwent people, got another Gwent video for you guys today. And yeah, this is not going to be a deck guide, so to speak. This is going to be actually my first official Gwent cast. We'll see how it goes. If you guys don't know, a few days ago, tragedy struck me. I was at 3,973 or 83 points on the MMR ladder with my Francesca deck. And yeah, then if you guys are at that rank, you'll know that that's one win away from 4,000, and you know, the dream MMR, you know, you're with the cool kids once you get there. And guess what? As per Murphy's Law, or whatever law, you know, I went on a losing streak after that. Right after that game, I was like, one more game, final boss, and then I went on this huge losing streak, and then I tumbled all the way back down to about 3.8. I think I'm at 3.8 now, I think. So I'm slightly depressed. I haven't played much Gwent since, and I decided to reach out to Reddit for some therapy. I asked you guys for some of your clips, and one of you guys actually replied really quickly as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast the game from his email. Let me see what he said on his email. I believe he mentioned he was playing a Dashgaard. So yeah, he was playing Dashgaard by Detente7 from Gwentify, and he's against a Henselt Reaver deck. So a deck that I'm very familiar with. Actually, both decks I'm kind of familiar with. And he was one game away from reaching level 19. So yeah, that was exactly what rank I was stuck on. So it doesn't matter what rank MMR you send me the game. Just tell me the MMR that you're at, and I'll be happy to watch your game for you. Do record it, you know, don't spoil it for me in the email. Just send it to lysanderofficial@gmail.com, and I'll review your clip, make it into a video just like this one. So let me know how you like this one, and let's hop right into the game. It's Dashgaard versus Henselt. So I'm gonna turn down that volume there. So I'm gonna be watching the game as though I'm playing it. I haven't seen the game, so we'll walk through his mulligan and everything. So he does drop 2 of the golems. Pretty standard stuff. I don't imagine he'll be discarding anything else. I think all his hand actually looks really good here. He's got some good solid value on his tech cards. He's got a Sire, he's got Siri Dash, which is always nice to get on rank round 1 as well. You got your Peter, you got Ockles, just in case your Siri gets locked. So I think this is about as much as a dream hand as you can hope for. You already have the Alchemist combo with your Delarian foot soldiers. I butchered these names, guys. I'm so sorry. Alright, so I got some feedback from you guys from the last time. You guys mentioned that you guys want my face over here on the left side instead of the right. So yeah, you guys can read this. And this guy actually helped me out by putting his Gwent up, or his deck list on the side as well. So I will be able to track his card progress. I myself do not play with Gwent Tracker. So it looks like it's gonna be some control. Very simple removal of the what's his name, Elba Pikeman. You always want to remove it, you know, give your opponents the chance to thin their deck, increase their power. But then again, that is the strength of a Calvi deck. So something to note as well, the submission here, actually the guy actually went second. His name is Gleep. I'm just calling him Gleep. So we've got Gleep here on the blue side, and we've got Miklos Balza playing the Henselt. Yeah, so using the Alchemist here on the foot soldier, it's going to be able to help him drop 12 points on the board, as well as what do you call it, thin his deck by 1 card, which is always very good. And I like how he went for the Alchemist play instead of the Elbow Pikeman. You know, a very instinctual play would be to just pull the Pikeman right away. But you know, since Calviate allows you to see the top 3 cards of your deck, it allows you to, it lets you see what you're gonna get. So pulling the Alchemist first allows him to pull out his Delarian foot soldier, which allows him to draw his next card, and then because he already has an Alchemist in his hand, he knows he can pull the other foot soldier as well and draw the Alba Pipe deck. So now he decides to draw it, and his opponent has dropped a Spy. It does feel like he is giving up the round, from what I can see. Yeah, looks like the Calviate isn't taking any chances here. Going to just go ahead and drop that Igni. Going to go 2 cards down to just win that game. Yep, suspecting these soldiers, and let me just, I think I messed up the color. There we go. No chroma key. I messed up the chroma key, and that's why all the green's gone. But yeah, so expecting the, what you call them, he expected the, the brigade, the cavalry, yeah, the cavalry, the light cavalry, and a very smart play as well. You know, the Henselt tried to go for the bamboozle on him. Not every Henselt runs the light soldiers actually, because of how inconsistent it can make your deck, because of how many muster cards you already have. So running the foot soldiers as well as the light cavalry, the Henselt really taking a big risk running that. But the Calvate player, Mr. Gleep over here, has decided to call the Henselt's bluff and decides to just push for round 1 instead of just losing that round. So as a result, you know, he might actually find himself behind in cards. It's very difficult to deal with a Henselt deck like that, especially if you lose round 1. The Henselt's gonna bleed you, and just with 1 or 2 cards, like for example a Shani into a Reaver Hunter, he's gonna be able to just revive his entire stack of hunters, and that often leads to a loss. So I think just to keep himself in the round, he drops Seaweed Dash. He's already 21 points up, and yet he's still going for the round because he doesn't want to drop the round 1 to Henselt. I myself run a lot of Scorches so that I can deal with the Reaver Hunters. It's the one thing they have. That's the one of their biggest weaknesses, which is the weakness to Scorch. You know, the round they come out with Henselt, they are super weak to Scorch. So that's the only real good counter to them. So far, I'm liking this Calvate's decision to stay in round 1, because against Henselt, you gotta know your matchup. Some rounds, like against a monster, it's okay to go down 2 cards against them because their ability, it really depends on your deck and the enemy's deck. So in a Calvate deck, you know you don't really have a lot of big power swings. Your biggest swing would probably be Stefan and Roach, or Big Gold and Roach. So Siri Gold Roach, you have your Alchemist and Foot Soldier for those kind of nice combos. You have Calvate for those big power swings. But apart from that, you don't really have those crazy power swings to take back around. So the chances of you going too far behind in points is very likely. So dropping around 1 is kind of dangerous, even if you do get 2 cards up. But if you have a way of bleeding your opponents out, you might want to go for, you might want to give up the round, especially since the Henselt player did start first. So if he goes down 2 cards, you might just decide to pass right away. Like for example, when he played the Thaler, you know, you might decide to pass there and take your chances, because it would take a lot of strength for the Henselt to pull the round back, at least 2 cards down. But against a Henselt, and when you don't have Scorch, it's very dangerous to give Henselt the second round, because he can bleed you of a lot of your cards, and even if you do go into the final round with card advantage, you may not have the resources to deal with the Reaver spam, you know. All it takes is for Henselt to drop Nanake, and some way to put a Reaver Hunter on the board, and you're done. You're super done. It's really disgusting. I get very annoyed when I play against Henselt, and that's why I play a lot of Scoia'tael now and run Roast. I want to say Roast. Scorch. And yeah, I have been skipping a lot of this game, so let's see what happens in this round. He has started with a Sire, and he's going to force a lot of points out of this Henselt player. So he has run with Avalat and Roach. That's 12 points of power. We got a Sire to actually, I think, bring back that Roach. So it gave him a lot of strength. So 22 to 6. Henselt's got a lot of catching up to do, and possibly might be forced to go 2 cards down to take this. So if he drops a low tempo play here, I suspect our Nilfgaard friend here might just go for the pass there and maybe get that Henselt down to equal amount of cards, and that's where you want to be. Especially since you will be able to get into that position where... Alright, so he does play 1 Tamaran Foot Soldier, and that's a very low tempo play. I honestly would just go for the pass here. To be honest, I don't think a Henselt is able to catch up with 1 card here. Without his musters, his Tamaran Foot Soldiers are down. He doesn't have the Light Cavalry anymore. I don't think he could have gotten up, but we'll see. He'll need to go at least 2 cards down to catch up. But it looks like Gleep over here wants to actually, yeah. See, I think it was the best play to have just passed around here. I think passing around now will be perfect, given another situation. 20 points. Even the Witches, which I think is very unlikely at this point, are not going to be able to pull the round back. So the Henselt will have to go 2 cards down, which will put the last play in Gleep's hand here. But you know, guys, I might be misreading this. Maybe Gleep is just going for the bleed here. And in my experience, I feel like it's better to go round 3 against Henselt with more cards. But I could be wrong. I wonder what the play here. Maybe it's Yeah, see, now that the Reaver Hunter goes down, you can't actually pass without going one card down. Because if a Reaver Scout goes down, you might tie it around. Henselt, I think now it's a good time to pass anyway. He's 23 points up. The Henselt, apart from using his hero power, will not be able to bring the round back in one card. So I think it's a good time now to pass. But I feel like he could have passed a few rounds earlier. So now you go see the Henselt having to play onto the same amount of cards here. Definitely going to be definitely going to force out a lot of commitment here from the Henselt player. But he does have Nanake, I believe, and Shani left in hand. That is how these Henselt boys rule. So now we're going to the last round. Gleep is going to have the last say, but he will be playing Mr. Alba, Tibor, so he'll be going down one card as well. So ultimately the last play will go to the Henselt, but I think Henselts don't really run big destruction cards apart from their Reaver combo. So I really want to see how our Nilfgaardian friend deals with this. Starts with Alba maybe? Maybe starting with Alba isn't bad. I don't even know how he's gonna win this. We'll have to see. Because I don't even know if he wins, because he did not actually tell me. Oh yeah, that is actually a good way to stagger those Reaver Hunters, yeah. So he staggers one card, alright. So he only has one card in his hand. Surprising, maybe the Henselt doesn't draw Nanake here. If he hasn't drawn his Nanake, he could have just lost. Gwent doesn't have RNG, people say, but if the Henselt didn't draw his Nanake, he could have just lost.
What is it?
Alright, so it's gonna reveal the Shani, as expected. But really think that's gonna be a Nanake there? No, alright. It's gonna clone that Reaver Hunter. No, Reaver Scout, ooh. Yikes, I think our Nilfgaard friend here got a little lucky. Yeah. Alright, so it drops the Siri Dash. Got a lot of gold strength on the board, but Henselts don't run removal anyway most of the time, so I think it should be pretty safe moving forward. Yeah, not drawing Shani there. Definitely going to cost this Henselt player his game. Or rather, Nanake is definitely going to cost him the game. But yeah, so we'll see what the Henselt player can do. To be honest, I'm not sure the Henselt giving another Reaver Scout to his opponent was the right idea.
Your will be done.
Run the Thunder, alright. Gonna do 1 damage to the Alchemist. Because I think the Reaver Scout can pull another Alchemist from the deck. Am I wrong? Alright, gonna summon Alba. And he doesn't even draw a card! Oh man, this Henselt player is so boned. That's very unfortunate. I think if the Henselt had drawn Nanake, this game would have been lost. Yeah. Honestly, I think this game would have been lost. We can... Alright, now that we've seen the game once, because I wanted to watch the game and see if... see it without spoiling myself so that I don't know if he wins or loses. But now let's go back and review some of the plays that were made here. I think would be pretty important to look out for. So I think our Nilfgaard friend actually played pretty well going here in this round. In my opinion, passing here would have been pretty good, but I guess you blowing the Igni here was still not too bad. This would have set his opponent down a lot of points. It summoned out the Horseman, but I think he honestly should have passed when the spy went down. To be honest, I don't know. Okay, I think this is one point for discussion here. I think he should have passed when the spy went down. Maybe. All right, let's see how many points he was behind. I mean, that was a really juicy Igni to ignore. Too juicy and Igni. Okay, I guess the points were actually not far enough to warrant a pass. So I guess the Igni here at this point is good. And then it pulls out the cavalry. And then he uses the foot soldiers to put the gap here, but the gap is now 21 points. I think now is a good time to pass. Did he pass here? I think he didn't pass here. Did he pass here? Because right now he's only one card down. If he passes here, I don't believe the Henselt can take this without using his hero power. 21 points, playing 2 Reaver Hunters will not be enough, I think. Yeah, definitely not enough. He'll have to blow his hero power, and if he blows the hero power, you pretty much won. So I I don't think playing Siri here was that. Maybe he just wanted to get Siri out of there. Pull Roach. I mean, Roach was already out, see, so playing Siri Dash here, apart getting the 3 strength, I don't think was that good. But then again, his opponent gave him more opportunities. One more opportunity to pass. And now it does bring the gap to... Oh man, my math is so bad. So now it's a 13-point difference. The last rate puts him down a lot of points now. 25 points. I think Henselt passes here. I think it's very debatable whether he played the Siri Dash. I don't think his opponent could have caught out a 17-point swing. Let's see how far ahead was he. Yeah, the opponent would have taken 2 cards to win the round. Maybe, okay, now that I'm thinking, okay, bear with me guys, I am, debating it in my head. I think now that we see what's happening, it is very good. I guess it is good that you pass, because even if the opponent beats you with 2 cards, he's only going into round 2 with 1 card disadvantage, so he can just go for a dry pass and get last play. So I think it was good to force it all the way. Alright, now I want to go into round 2. Alright, so we'll leave it at round 1. I think he played good for round 1. He starts with a Sire, which is great. It's a good tempo play. 10 points of strength, allows you to reset Roach and get the Everlark back into play. And Everlark drawing the cards for your Henselt opponent could be good as well, forcing him to draw those Reaver Hunters that he would otherwise want to pull out with his hero. Could be good as well, but of course it does draw him closer to his win conditions. But I think ultimately this game... So he bounced back Roach and Everlark comes out. Okay, so this is the part where I think I disagree with the Nilfgaard play here. What he does is he has himself 22 points, and the opponent plays another low tempo play here. Alright, where's the low tempo play? Come on. Right, so okay, in this situation, he's 22 to 6. He is 14 points up. Wait, am I counting it right? 16 points up. 16 points up. And there's nothing in Northern Realms apart from Witches, which he doesn't have now. Which you know he doesn't have. I mean, you can logically say he doesn't have, because he already showed 2 Muster units, Temerian Foot Soldiers, as well as the Light Cavalry, and there's no way for him to win the round back in one play, because his other cards are Reaver Hunters. So I don't think it was necessary to force around here. But okay, let's say he plays safe. So he brings it 26 to 3, and his opponent plays yet another low tempo play here. Now you're 20 points up. There is nothing in the Northern Realms deck, the normal Henselt decks right now, that can beat it in one play. So you're forcing your opponent to go down 2 cards to take this game. And I feel like this, and especially as a Henselt, I think you want to go round 3 with as much cards as possible, because he can pull his combo off with as little cards as he can pull his combo off with as little cards as possible. Am I saying that right? Yeah, he can pull off his combo with just 2 cards and a hero maximum. And you want to have more cards to be able to deal with that combo, I feel. And the only reason I feel like the Northern Realm players lost is because he got super unlucky with his final draw. He drew that last card, he mulliganed, and he still didn't get Nanake. So there were 3 cards left in there. He drew 1, he mulliganed it away, and didn't get Nanake, and that was the card that he boosted with Dandelion. I feel like that was the only reason that the Northern Realm, the Henselt player lost, because I believe a full Reaver Hunter combo will go up to 80 points. So there's no way that this card beats it. So very unfortunate for the Henselt player for sure. I think this is one of those times where I think RNG played a big factor into this. And yeah, you see, the thing is, the lucky thing for the Nilfgaardian is for Gleep here is the enemy actually still had to still played the low tempo plays and was still forced 2 cards down. But I think you really want your Nilfgaardian Knight here, because you see, you think about it. The Henselt player has a way to... Okay, I'm going to pause it frankly. The Henselt player has a way to recycle his Reaver Hunters, right? So, if you don't make him play it, in this case, the Nilfgaardian player forced out those Reaver Hunters, thinking he forced out the win condition. If you don't force it out, they're already in his hand. You don't force it out, the next round when he plays Nanake, he can't really return anything good. Maybe he returns Roach, so that's 4 points. But he can't play that full combo of Reaver Hunters again against you, because you're already because they're already in his hand, and the Henselt hero ability is pretty much half as effective or useless because a lot of the Reaver Hunters are in his hand already. So it's a very ineffective Reaver Hunter play, right? And then you're pretty much making his Nanake almost useless in round 3. Whereas if you play on round 2 and you force it all out, and he somehow manages to overcome you, you waste your resources playing on a round that he already needs 2 cards to take down for multiple rounds. So you're just burning cards, bleeding yourself actually, pretty much. You're bleeding resources that could potentially be used to fight that final Reaver combo in the last round. So I feel like, no, I mean, you could have come back to bite him in the ass, because right now he's got 5 cards to deal with the 5 cards. And if Nanake was drawn, he would have returned all the Reaver Hunters into the deck. Shani pulled one of them out from the graveyard. GG. Like, it will rise to about 60 points. Yeah, it might be a little close, but I still think it's going to be very hard for the... I mean, it's going to be very hard for the Nilfgaard player to match that kind of points. I mean, just a very quick count here. You got Stammelford, so this is about 10 points, 11 points. Then you got 8 from here. You got 6 from Ockles. You got 23 with Alba. So assuming he doesn't draw a card as well. Then you got Siri Dash for 12. I don't think that even matches to whatever the Henselt's going to drop. So not drawing Nanake here was definitely what caused the Henselt to lose. And it was a very, very, very unfortunate thing as well. He had 2 cards left in the deck. He had 3 cards. He drew 1. He mulliganed 1. So it was a 50% chance to not draw Nanake, and he didn't. So although I think he played really well round 1, the Nilfgaard player, Mr. Gleep here, could really consider a different playstyle when playing against Henselts. I think it's a very dangerous deck to play against with very few cards because you don't have your combos, especially when you're not running big swing stuff like Daramitium Bomb, your Igni is down. It's very dangerous to just bleed out yourself in round 2, because I mean, that's why you went for round 1. You want to be able to control round 2, and when you control round 1, when you can control round 2, you really got to decide what your matchup is. And I think against Henselt, you just want more cards to play against him. I think that's not wrong to say, yeah, because Henselt players can muster a lot of strength with just 3 cards. Like I said, Nanake, pulled back all the Reaver Hunters, and then Shani one of them out, and then you get your Henselt combo for almost 60 points, which is pretty insane. So yeah, I think this can be marked as a lucky break. I think we all can learn from this. The Henselt decks are very difficult to deal with if you don't have the right tools. But if you know how the deck runs, you know, that's the thing I've always said about net decks. You know, net decks like this Henselt deck here, it's the one advantage you have against it is you know what they run. So you are ready to counter it at every avenue. You know what their cards are. You can kind of guess what their cards are. And in this case, like I said, got a little lucky, but not gonna take anything away from him. I think he told me he got to rank 20 with this, so rank 19. I think that's 4,000 MMR. So big congratulations to you, my friend. I am so jealous because I got the same MMR as you, and I went on a losing streak. So this guy got his fancy portrait, so I'm happy for him. And yeah, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this cast, and let me know where I should improve and where I did well, so that I can improve for future casts. Please send me your replays at this email so that I can review more games and just work on my Gwent casting. You know, once I get more comfortable, I can, you know, loosen it up a little bit, be more lighthearted. But yeah, hope I didn't blabber on too long. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Much love and kappa. See you guys.